Now for another transition from table topics to our evaluation portion of the meeting, I will introduce the first evaluator, Melissa. Yes, who will be evaluating Cecilia today on her speech.
Masters, guests, and especially you, Cecilia, it's my opportunity and privilege to provide an evaluation for you. And we worked together a little bit before this. First of all, I think you did a fabulous job on your presentation today, on your speech today. I think what I enjoyed the most about your speech, and I think others will probably agree with me on this, is you have such a conversational style. You're just very relaxed. You talk about, your family coming over on Sundays for dinner. I can imagine you talk to them like you talk to us today. Just very relaxed and very easy to listen to. I thought it was very good that you included some humor in there. You talked about your age. You talked about, Latinas loving to party. I thought that was funny, and it added a little, humor to your speech, which is always good to have. I think you did a really good job with eye contact. I saw you looking at different people during the course of your speech, and that's always good because it really, draws people in and connects them. I also liked at the very end that you tied Toastmasters into it. You mentioned the reason why you're coming to Toastmasters, and I think that's always nice to do here in the Toastmasters setting. As far as things to work on, again, you did a great job. I would have liked to see maybe a little stronger intro and then a conclusion to tie it all up together. Maybe refer back to that quote you had in the beginning. I think you did a good job. It was very good. But maybe a little stronger, because that's really where you draw people in that intro, first of all, and then also in the conclusion, tying it all up for everyone. But I think it was very, very good. As far as challenges, how you can challenge yourself in the future, vocal variety would probably be one of the things. You did a good job, but I think there was a little room to improve on, your tone, your speed, the difference in your volume, softer and then louder. So something to work on. It wasn't necessarily something that was required for this speech. The icebreaker is really just an opportunity for the speaker to get up, introduce themselves to the club so we can get to know her a little bit better. And I think you did that very, very well. You did ask me to listen for your comfort level and your presence, your style. And again, I really liked your style, very conversational, and for an icebreaker, I think that was perfect. I didn't notice a little bit of hesitancy on occasion, so that's maybe something that you can work on in the future or challenge yourself on in the future, just to improve your comfort level a little bit. But for this icebreaker, I think it was perfect, and I hope everyone agrees with me that you did a fabulous job. Thank you so much. I really got to know you.
Thank you, Melissa, for that wonderful evaluation. I'm sure everybody in the room can relate to some of those points, and I'm sure as Cecilia over here, we'll get some constructive criticism and work towards her next speech. So, coming up is now Dan, who's going to evaluate our second speaker of today, Ava Tweedy.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and Special Ava. So I feel like we've had a Grimm or an Aesop fable updated for the corporate world. It's a great update. Now, if you're not familiar with the Toastmasters program, this is one where she gives the speech, gets an evaluation, and then returns and then re-gives the speech and gets another evaluation. So she's in the second phase of that. I went back last night, went onto YouTube and watched the video and also the evaluation that she received. Now, there's nothing but in my YouTube feed but Toastmasters material, so it's going to take a while for that to drain out. But what a fantastic style and well-rehearsed. When you see a Toastmasters speech in front of the club, that is so well-rehearsed and so well done, you know she's done that at least a few times for a mirror and her cats if she has those. So, absolutely well done. I felt like it was a theater, thou go seek the apple that is red. I really think that you did well. And the voices and the motions throughout the entire thing keeps the audience. You had falling into the pit. I'm not going to miss them all, but you were flying around, you were bounding, you were climbing. We all were pulled into the story, and all that was good. I found the voices also were very good. I think you heard this the last time. It's the narrator to the girl. It's either make the narrator the girl. It's something I'm not sure there, but because I felt one time I was like, is this girl or narrator? And then you're like, she said. I'm like, oh, okay, then okay, and now I'm back on. You asked me to look at this. Something that came up was about their left arm, and I really think it's because I was looking. I honestly, if I had watched this and not had been fed that into my brain, I would not have noticed. But since you did bring it up, you are right hand dominant. I don't know if it's a problem, to be honest. And one of the things I would do is you came up and did an intro yourself to this speech. You had the chance of pushing that to the intro for the Toastmaster, writing that down and putting that there, and then you could have just come up and taken the battle right here. You know, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to tell this story. So push it, since we do have somebody reading that for you, push that back and just jump right in, because everything is a performance while you're up front. One other thing, I think this borderlines content, so I will apologize. The booming voice at the end, you introduce a Deus Ex Machina at the end of the story when it's already been resolved. And from Wizard of Oz, it's like Glinda the Witch. But you never knew who Glinda the Witch was in the front, right? Yeah, she just shows up out of nowhere. So I'm not sure if you need the booming voice. They can resolve it themselves. I feel like the story has already resolved itself when you introduce this booming voice, who you don't know who it is and the relevance or anywhere else. So I would look at that. And my challenge to you, so those are a few nitpicky things, and I touched the third rail of Toastmasters of content, but the last one, my challenge to you is find a use for this outside Toastmasters. This is very well done. You have done a lot of work on this, and just think about how you can now take this outside and use it in a workshop or use it in a team meeting or something like that, where it's relevant and people can somehow interact with it. Mr. General Dadway.